Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Into the Void. Today, we have a game between Shabba and DiscoDiva on Ascension to Aiur, the latter edition. In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is DiscoDiva. And in the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Protoss player, Shabba. Alright, so a TVP edition of Into the Void today. For those of you who do not know, this is my weekly examination of Bronze and Silver League level gameplay sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. I send them to my screeners. The best ones are sent back, and by best ones, I don't mean the highest level play, because that doesn't make any sense. For Silver and Bronze, these are ones that have a lot of mistakes, things that have non-standard attempts at strategy, stuff we can learn from here in Into the Void. So, excuse me, I have a frog in my throat there. That was weird for just a second. So, again, these players, I say this every time, but this is not Wings of Liberty Into the Void players. This is not Bronze League heroes from Husky. These guys know what they're doing to some extent. They know to open up barracks. They know to open up gateway. They know their gas timings. This is a one gate expand. From Shabba, a very standard, safe build order. These players know what they're doing. They're just stuck in Bronze and Silver because the Platinum level players are better than they are at things like multitasking, things like continuing to macro, even into the mid game and into the late game and decision making. So I think not everybody, but most people, I'd say, have a basic concept of how this game is played. Whereas back in the early days of Bronze League heroes, you'd find people who were like, what's a barracks? I don't know how to use gas for anything. And it was very entertaining because it was crazy. But you know what? These players really try hard. They deserve a spotlight as well. Dang, is Disco expanding up here? Disco, I think he was checking for a pylon. Maybe this probe had thrown down. But no proxies from Shabba today. Absolutely not. Is our sound a little bit low? Does it seem low? It is low. What on earth? Let's bump that up. There we go. I can tell when it's quiet into my headphones. And yeah, there's the expansion from Shabba. No such thing from DiscoDiva. It looks like he's setting up for one, but he should make one now, I believe. He should save up. He's got his barracks. He's got his factory. He's got double gas running, but no, making an engineering bay, making a supply depot. All right, man. You better have one heck of a one base attack to throw at this Protoss player. Otherwise, things are going to go poorly for you, that's for sure. Robotics facility is the tech of choice from Shabba here, right on the front lines, which I don't like putting high-tech buildings right here at the front lines of the natural base, because especially against Terran, they can sit back and pick it off, and then, oh shoot, can't make any more robotics, or can't make any robo facility units, which is bad. Missile turret coming up. Man, he has died to an Oracle before. This guy is very afraid of Oracle. So a recommendation from Falcon Paladin is scout, right? Continue to scout. You did a good scout early, but then you kind of gave up. Scout again, do a scan, see exactly what's going on. If there's not a Stargate, there's no need for a missile turret. If there's not a Twilight Council, there's no need for a missile turret. It's a robotics facility. This can't do anything to you from the sky or from cloaked position. So this missile turret was entirely unnecessary. The good thing about having an engineering bay is you can use it for upgrades, which is not happening right now. So definitely want to happen. And actually, he's projecting a little bit. He's sending a cloaked Banshee across the map to Shabba's base. However, double observer pump from Shabba here. He's got one. He's making another one. He, too, has died to cloaked stuff before. So he is not going to be taken by surprise at all. DiscoDiva long-distance mining from his natural base location and continuing to not save enough money, 400 minerals, for the second base. So we're one base in it. And if that works out, then great. And if it doesn't work out, then we might need to have a talk. Might need to have a talk or two. Immortal production has begun from Shabba here. He's taking both of his simulators. Yeah, I'd say Shabba probably a little bit higher ranked just based on his understanding of how this works. Does he have Warp Gate research done? He's working on it. He's not chrono boosting it, which is a bit of a problem. Banshee here reveals her position and her existence by killing this adept at the center zone like a watchtower. What that does is that tells Shabba, I need some anti-air. And by that I mean Shabba's making adepts. All right. All right, Shabba. This is going to hurt. Going to hurt a lot. Photon overcharge could be a thing. Banshee distracted by killing yet another adept in the middle of the map here. This is kind of hilarious. Go. Go, DiscoDiva, move! Your Banshee is not doing you any good in the middle of the map. Either use it for defense or use it for offense. Oh, look, DiscoDiva is expanding behind it, too. That's good. Widow Mines in production, Marines in production, Ravens in production. And by that, I mean he's supply blocked, which is bad. He is making a supply depot, though. So he should not be supply blocked for too much longer. Robotics Bay, the tech of choice from Shabba. So Colossus or Disruptor tech. Pretty good against Terran, both of those. Actually, Banshee sneaking on in. Ah, there are stalkers here. Okay, good. There are stalkers here. Are any of his observers present? Any of his 3 observers here? Cloak. Cloak. There's the cloak. Oh, there's an observer right there. Oh, this Banshee, no. Trying to sneak on up into the main base. And you know what? Might actually make it up here and to kill a probe or 2. All right, good. Good. 3 kills, couple adepts, couple probes. No, don't worry. Don't worry about the stalker. Bam, dead. All right. Could have got another probe kill. That's fine. That is totally fine. Widow Mine burrowed here at the front door of Shabba. Anybody that walks out this front door will take a Widow Mine to the face. And it is Colossus from Shabba. And he is getting the extended thermal lance upgrade, which you need if you have Colossus, especially since they've been nerfed. DiscoDiva kind of just Widow Mining himself. He's just double pumping Widow Mines right now. I don't understand. This Warp Prism took a Widow Mine to the face and now has 20 total hit points, which seems bad. Which seems bad. Auto turret gets rid of the observer because there's a Raven spotting for it. That was good. This is a good play. I mean, the auto turret was probably unnecessary since they were Marines coming up anyway, but whatever. By whatever means necessary. Widow Mine, burrow, Widow Mine, and this one gonna fire. Oh, takes out a stalker. Oh, caramba. And Marines joining the party here. This stalker going to die. Colossus holding the line. Big old warping of adepts. Actually, they're not a warping yet, but now is a warping of adepts, and everybody going home. DiscoDiva going home to deal with this. He is in trouble. It's what he is. He doesn't have anybody back home at all, except for this one Cyclone and these SCVs. SCVs attack! Get him! Cyclone, do your damage too. Marines attack here too. Actually, the adepts doing a pretty good job focusing down the things that are a threat to them. The Marines and the Cyclone instead of SCVs, but still killing a lot of SCVs, mind you. 8 dead so far. Ah, they sonic transferred down to the natural base. Oh, this is going real bad for DiscoDiva. This kind of attack at the 7-minute mark is brutal. But Widow Mines getting some nice shots off here. Cyclone 2 doing some good work. Adepts transferred away. Okay, so they escaped. But it's 31 to 17 harvesters. Shabba has a huge lead. Insurmountable, possibly. But this is Into the Void where anything can happen. So let's not turn it off quite yet. Let's keep this cast going. Possibly, yeah. Sneaking on down to take a 3rd base. Resources lost to this point. 1,900 for Shabba compared to 1,000 for DiscoDiva. So, despite all the SCV losses, which are 11, still doing okay in the resources lost component. War Prism could probably sneak back in and do some stuff, but Shabba's a little bit mineral starved somehow. 33 probes, I guess. Yeah, 33 is not actually enough. Gas income's kind of through the roof here, too, which is a bit of a problem. Are you making probes? Making 1. Every one of... There you go, making 2. Every one of your nexuses should be making probes pretty much constantly throughout the game. At least until you get about 50 workers or so. Then you can decide what you need from there, but... Should not stop at 34. That's for absolute certain. 34 is bad. Twilight Council up for Shabba. Got a sensor tower covering both of his bases. Does DiscoDiva. And just kind of hanging back. He's worried. He's worried about more stuff. He does have a planetary fortress at his natural, which at this level is not bad. But here he goes again, aggressively moving out across the map with Marines, Hellions, Cyclones, a Raven, and Widow Mines. It's very eclectic grouping here. Widow Mines getting cleaned out by the Colossus from distance with the help of an observer, or 2, just in case. The scan sees what's killing... Ah, right. That's what's killing my thing. Hellion, whoa! Hellion thinks about trying to take out the Colossus by himself, doesn't do it. Another Widow Mine does get destroyed behind that there pine tree, that pine fir. I reckon. And here we go. Oh, Cyclones do so much damage because Colossus are armored. Colossus dead. But killed a lot of stuff. That was pretty effective here. Adept Colossus, once again, trying to do this thing, trying to focus down Colossus once more. Toast! Adepts warping on in. trying to deal with this thing, and I don't know, that if the Hellion was attacking, that probably helped quite a bit. Photon Overcharge is up. There are some SCVs here. No, the Raven dies. The Raven dies, but everything else is dying for Shabba here too, which is not great. Another Photon Overcharge up, though. Don't walk into the range of the Photon Overcharge. Probes getting massacred. 13 probes have died so far. You could use your lock-on ability on this Mothership Core if and you wanted. But Marines are taking out the Mothership Core fairly well, I guess. Maybe one of them is attacking right now. Yeah, this natural base is in a lot of trouble. Lock-on takes it out. Mothership Core gone. Still a Photon Overcharge pylon there, but all of this production stuff is dying for Shabba. Gonna lose both robotics facilities and a gateway, and probably another gateway. This is a really strong counterattack from DiscoDiva right now. Gonna take down the warp gate to Kablooey, and some Stalkers are here to try to do this thing, but what's really good against Stalker is Cyclone, you guys. Look, Cyclone Marine, pretty fantastic. The trick is, he doesn't know about this third base. DiscoDiva does not know this third base exists, so if he feels like he has this one, he probably does not. Warp Prism does manage to sneak back inside the main base. Oh, a Dark Templar is here. Oh, one behind. Dark Shrine. Yeah, he's trying to get rid of some of these Marines, trying to get rid of this Cyclone, possibly. The reaction time by DiscoDiva is pretty much non-existent right here. I don't think he knows. He does. He does know. And the Dark Templar takes out the Cyclone. Photon Overcharge takes out the remaining Marine. And I think Shabba might have stabilized a little bit here, you guys. Little bit stabilized. There's a bunker at the front. There's a missile turret at the front. What is going on? The ability to continue making units and send them across the map is one of the things that will get you out of silver. Recommendation. Ah, these guys, were they stuck the whole time? Was that the problem? They might have been stuck the whole time. Bad pathing. Bad pathing. Bunker at the front, containing one Marine against all of these Stalkers. Go SCV repair. Pro tip, kill the SCV. That's what you got to do. Dark Templar getting rid of this missile turret. Yeah. And the bunker falls too. Some Marines joining the party. Bad place to be, yo. These Dark Templar will wreck you. Third base coming up for DiscoDiva, and not the place it traditionally should be. But there's a probe scouting this from Shabba, so he knows at least. Oh, he finds the third base of Shabba, does DiscoDiva. And this Nexus likely going to fall. I don't know. Maybe the Dark Templar can save it. Run, Dark Templar. Get in there. Actually, chasing the probes might have saved it. Can you don't mind firing on a Stalker there. Stalker that was warping in and taking out the Cyclone. Good golly, these DTs are doing way too much damage. Way more than they have any right to. Two-shotting these Marines because they have +1 armor, which is pretty nice if you think about it. Dropping this really injured Cyclone in the main base, the main mineral line. A Stalker's going to come out and one-shot it. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. This is a scrappy game. This game is exceptionally scrappy. Actually, probes going back to the third base of Shabba to get to work. Couple Marines dying. These Dark Templars have been putting in work. 7 kills, 5 kills, 4 kills on those DTs. Liberator trying to join the party, but there are a couple Stalkers on the ground that have something to say about that. And picks her out of the sky with 0 kills. Medevacs going home from DiscoDiva. Marines going home from DiscoDiva. Happily has his third base running, but still has his third base as Shabba, and he's replacing his natural too. So it's 28 to 27 harvesters. Exceptionally close is this game to this point. I mean, these guys, APM is under 100 for both of them, so that's how you know it is a true Into the Void game. Warps in a Dark Templar at this third base and kills the SCV building the missile turret. This third is in exceptional amounts of danger. The Mule getting hacked as well, and this is going to be a planetary fortress, but it doesn't have detection. Maybe there's a Raven that just finished for DiscoDiva. Maybe the Raven can come up and save it. Here we go. Raven heading on up. And distracted by this probe at this other third base location that could have been. Can they save the command center? The answer is going to be no. Command center, planetary fortress dead, but Raven helping to kill all of these DTs that try to run away right past the Marines. If you're going to run away, run from the opposite direction of the Marines. Another pylon coming up for Shabba. He has a probe just sneaking away around this map and ran past the Marines and died. Alrighty then. That actually was a little painful. charge being researched by Shabba now. 6 DTs. Is he going mass DT? All right, man. I mean, once your DTs have been... Once they've been scouted, once your opponent knows you have them, they kind of fall apart a little bit in effectiveness. Auto turret versus 1 Dark Templar. Who wins? Looks like Auto turret wins. Huh. Wow, making them in their Archons. I guess they want to get at this Raven real bad. Marine drop inside the mace of Shabba, going after the Robotics Bay. Archon's getting some splash damage on the single target. Ooh, you can get it! You could get it! Why are you letting it go? Did you F2 your army? Did you F2 your army? I think he F2'd his army to go back home to try to save against this Marine attack. Marines trying to decide what they want to do here. Ah, photon number charge. Makes it so their decision is fairly irrelevant. I'm gonna try to kill this pylon. Not gonna happen, dudes. Sorry, you don't have stim. You're working on stim. You don't have combat shield, but you're working on that too, so that's fantastic. Dark Templar tries to walk in the front door. DiscoDiva gets murdered. And there's still a Widowmine sitting here at the third base of Shabba. He's got 3 kills and very proud of himself right now. How many observers are left for Shabba? None. All of his observers are dead. All 6 of his observers have died. Wow. That's some really rough stuff. All right, so effectively stuck on 2 base is DiscoDiva, whereas opponent is on the 3 base and looking all right. Once again, composition's just strange to the eye. Very strange to behold. Ooh, let's see, a bit of a slow moment here. Got some Marines and an SCV in this medevac heading on out across the map. These Dark Templar are not seen because they're cloaked by the Sensor Tower. Sensor Tower? Sensor Tower. Ah, remember that pylon that Shabba threw up a second ago? Is dead too. Marines have taken it out quite nicely. +1/+1 is done. Stim is almost done. Combat shield is there, which means they're carrying around nice little shields. And the Dark Templar deciding what? They could probably actually get in here. Well, detection range. They could maybe sneak past and get inside the main and do some work. That's what they were so inclined to do. Wait, where'd the other one go? Oh, it's up here. All right, Dark Templar, let's do your thing. Missile turrets are a way of life. Ravens are a way of life for DiscoDiva, though. I can tell you that much. You're going to get Widowmine in the face, aren't you? No, actually. All right. Now you are. Yep. Saw that one coming. And a 4th base warping in for Shabba? Holy shamoli. 4 bases for a Protoss player. Not something you often see. And Into the Void is the 4th base taken. But nah, Shabba believes here on Ascension to Aiur. Here comes the drop from DiscoDiva. Going to try to get rid of... I mean, he only really knows about the 3rd base. But there are Archons and Stalkers here. Look out! Look out! And by look out, I mean don't fly over these cannons and Archons. Wow, that hurt. That hurt immensely. Resources lost 10,000 for Shabba compared to 7,000 for DiscoDiva. Still a lot more loss for the Protoss, but I feel like Disco's lost a lot of stuff too. And he has. That's how this works. Going to try to drop inside the main base where there's a noticeable lack of defense, including no mothership core, including no cannons, including no much of anything. So unloading and just going to go ahead and try to take out these Stargates as much as you can. If you have limited time, Stim is really good, you guys. Stim, especially with medevacs overhead that have full energy, would be great. Oh, don't walk into the Zealots in the Photon Overcharge. Widowmine does fire on the Zealots that tried to stop. Yeah, here's a big push. Here's a big push from DiscoDiva. Still doesn't know about the 4th, right? Does know about the 4th, actually. When did he scout that? Don't know. I don't rightly know. Robotics Bay gonna die. But 4th base of Shabba going down to here to the aggression from DiscoDiva. Oh, the aggression from DiscoDiva thus far has been pretty fantastic. He's got to burrow the Widowmines in a place where they are handy. Oh boy, Archons and Stalkers from the top. Splash damage, insane. Still no Stim, mind you, from DiscoDiva, but did he just get rid of all the Archons no problem? He certainly did. Widowmine's assisting there too. Wow, he wrecked that army of Shabba's. But his mortal enemy, the Dark Templar, coming around the backside while they're focusing on this Nexus. Oh, don't let these DTs just walk through your... There we go. All right, once it was dead, they turned their targets to the true threat. of the Dark Templar. So 4th base is gone for Shabba. 3rd base established for DiscoDiva. We are 3 base to 3 base. Ladies and gentlemen, Armory coming in for DiscoDiva, likely for further upgrades right about now. No Archon, don't do this. Wow. That was insane. That was real good from DiscoDiva. Replacement 4th base by Shabba down in the bottom section of the map. Once again, not hidden actually. DiscoDiva knows it's there. He just had to look at his mini-map. I think he could handle it. All right, so 2 cannons and some Dark Templar. But again, with the Ravens, why do you keep making DTs? Oh, Seeker Missile, huh? Ow. Seeker Missile do friendly fire? I should know that. I think it does. I'm pretty sure that it does. Auto turret gets cleared out here along with the Widow Mine. Detection range of cannons is pretty good, you guys. And DiscoDiva says, that's fine. I have another base of yours that I can murder. Remember how you had a 4th base you were building? Good cancel by Shabba, though. You don't often see cancellations in situations like this. 51 to 40 total harvesters. Shabba hanging out, man. He is committed to this Dark Templar strategy, and it's going to work, or he's going to die. And at this point, I feel like we're probably just going to die. All right, where are you going home, DiscoDiva? Your army is doing you no good at home right now. Shabba's not moving out. Shabba has no intention of moving out. Piling up at a 4th base location for DiscoDiva is cleared out by the Terran army. And a 4th base being thrown down by DiscoDiva just outside of his main. Army value 3,000 for Shabba compared to 6,000 for DiscoDiva. So he's doubling up, man. Doubling up total army value. He's got Ravens. He's got Marines. He's not working on +2/+2, even though he probably should be. See how it's available? That'd be nice. Upgrades. Always be making upgrades. Is this more Dark Templar? Holy shamoly. See, I guess he's changing these into Archons, so not as bad, I suppose. Some Zealots getting mixed in here, too. Auto turret trying to take down this pylon. Can't do it. Can't injure it pretty good, though. But definitely not dead. The majestic warping out of the in of the pylons at Shabba's 4th base, which he's reestablished, by the way, since DiscoDiva is defending with all his might against an army that is not planning on attacking him anytime soon, which means we're speeding this up. That's what we're doing. There's the speed up. There's the scan. Okay, staging up. Staging the army here at this 4th base location is DiscoDiva, which means he's going to move out. And he is. All right, excellent. We'll speed it back up again. Speed back up for that little forward advance group here, still with the +1/+1. They sure wish they had +2/+2, though. It's going to make them feel a lot better against this army. And now suddenly we have Zealots and Immortals and Archons, and it's not looking good. Not looking good. Although this is a big Marine Marauder army. Huge. Seeker Missile going to fire on... Ah! Whoa, Seekers all over the place on these Immortals, doing some good job weakening them at the very least, which is super useful. Dark Templar getting evaporated by this army, as is tradition. Archon destroyed here too, continuing to push. I said continuing to push up this ramp. It's DiscoDiva. There we go. There we go. Trying to sneak on up here, and goodbye. Goodbye, cannons. Once again, static defense is pretty terrible past the 20-minute mark of any game. Dark Templar trying to do their thing. Are the Ravens around? Are the Ravens all dead? Oh, snap. What happened to your Ravens, DiscoDiva? Oh, no, the Ravens are gone. The Dark Templars have use again. Everything else is dead, though. Holy smokes, these Immortals. There's the scan, but it's too late. I feel like it's too late, maybe, to save that right side of the group anyway. Wow, that was a bloodbath. super duper bloodbath for sure. Don't focus down the Nexus. Get rid of the Archon and the Immortal. Your target firing is not good here. Whew. All right. That did not go well. Okay, pro tip. Attack the army and then attack the Nexus. I think he might have missed. I think he tried to A-move. Clicking here, right? So this attacks everything in the area, but I think he A-moved onto the Nexus instead. Liberator setting up shop. There's really no anti-air to speak of. Killing them probes very, very nicely. 29 probes have been killed, but it's still 49 to 49 harvesters. Man, this Liberator having a great time. Look at this positioning. Yeah, 12 kills before the Archon burns her out of the sky. Medevac, bad rally, I guess. Just wandered over onto the top of the Protoss army. And look at that, a 5th base coming up for Shabba now. Shabba, 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 Shabba. Shabba, 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 Shabba. Shabba, 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 Shabba. DiscoDiva working on army production to try that again. Really should upgrade this 3rd base to either an orbital command or a planetary fortress like you've done at your 4th base. Recommendation of the day. Protoss army, I'm liking the Archons. Again, Archons against Bio, pretty fantastic. Also pretty good is Storm. You can handle Psionic Storm micro, which is a little tricky, but at this level where opponents are going to stand inside the Storm pretty much the whole game, it's going to be all right. Going to be just fine. All right, so small attack from Shabba here. Got some Zealots, got some Archons. Going to come into this 4th base of DiscoDiva. And there are bunkers, but they are empty. So I don't know if that's enough to shove away Shabba to scare him. Is there a visual way to tell if a bunker has stuff in it? Or not? All of these are empty. I can't, there's no visual comparison here. Unfortunately, wow. Shabba moves out just as DiscoDiva comes into the exact same location. Gonna do the medevac drop thing. Is he expanding again? Wow, Shabba. He's doing this thing right, man. He's expanding. He knows you need to keep expanding in order to win these games, especially in Legacy of the Void. I think he would have been dead a couple times over if not for that. Not for that lesson. Wouldn't mind just sitting in the middle of the map, right by the Zolanga Watchtowers. Has 0 kills to his name. Actually 1, just kidding. He's got the 1. And this is the discovery of this base. I love it when drops come up and accidentally scout something they had no idea existed. And then just bypasses it entirely and tries to come inside the main where there are 3 cannons. Don't fly over the cannons, no! Alright, so I mean, again, static defense not that good, but probably the worst possible place to drop inside the main base. If I had to say, what are you guys doing? Why aren't you A-moving? Are you part of this army? No, you need to A-move! I know you understand you're worried about this army up here that you're trying to micro and trying to handle as best you can, but so many of your dudes are just getting massacred trying to join them. Zealot hacking away, and these guys... Dead 2. Dead 2. DiscoDiva running away from home. I feel like there is a way. I feel like these windows get bigger or something. They get maybe yellow if there's dudes in there. Get it? Put a unit inside a bunker. That's just driving me crazy. I'm pretty sure that's the case. He's just building his production facilities out here at the 3rd base. I guess he's kind of running out of space in his main. Which is why SimCity is important. Why, like, kind of stacking guys' buildings up in appropriate locations right next to each other and in orderly rows is nice, but that's okay. Hey, remember that thing I said about Storm? Shabba decided to go for Storm. So I'm on board with this. I'm on board with this 110%. Hellbats in production, Marines in production. They still don't have +2/+2. Upgrades are good. Ladies and gentlemen, a pro tip from the Falcon Paladin. 49 to 48 workers. So Shabba has a lot of bases, but he doesn't have many workers to necessarily fill it. He's undersaturated at 2 of his bases. Basically, both of his mining bases, he's undersaturated, unfortunately. And here comes DiscoDiva. His army supply, pretty intimidating. It is about 4,000 for Shabba compared to 6 for DiscoDiva, 5,800. So once again, the advantage is here for the Terran player, attacking right on in to this 5th base that he found by accident when coming up this way earlier. He's got a Thor in here too. It's exciting. Takes down a gateway. Photon overcharge is up. Is there Storm available? There is the Storm on this bio, and Seeker missile hitting one zealot. Maybe not the most efficient. Standing on in against this, we've got zealots jumping on in here. Can they hold it? DiscoDiva and the Thor. No, he left the Thor behind. Go, Thor, go. Try to attack what you can. A move by Shabba, struggling a little bit here, and suddenly the army looking pretty shabby here. Is he A-moving High Templar? No, don't A-move High Templar. Oh, no. Immortals and Stalkers gone, and it's 147 to 55 total supply. Suddenly, DiscoDiva in a wonderful position. That was a very strange fight that went extremely well for the Terran player. And that's it. A good game from Shabba. A Texas from DiscoDiva. Actually, I'm pretty sure that meant to say thanks. And that's it. Shabba defeated DiscoDiva, victorious. And our Terran player is our winner today. Woo. Scrap, 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 you guys. Absolutely scrap. 67 average APM for Shabba and 82 for the DiscoDiva. Resources lost in this game, 36,000 for Shabba compared to 23. That looks like 23 for DiscoDiva. Yeah, he did okay in those final couple battles. 10 Archons, 10 Immortals, 2 Colossus, 26 Dark Templar, 22 Stalkers, 17 Adepts, 7 High Templar dead in that game. That's a lot of gas. That is 11,000 gas lost for Shabba compared to 4,000 for DiscoDiva. And 172 Marines, as is tradition. 8 Ravens died. A lot of Ravens. And a Planetary Fortress. So way to stick with it. 30 minutes is a long time for an Into the Void game. Long time to stick it out. So good job. Good job to DiscoDiva. And that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Into the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Broken and ashamed by what you have done. There is no redemption, and so you must run. And it's taken your heart and broken your soul. You cannot go back until you're made whole. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, there's a light upon you, and you follow it on. Looking for a reason and a way to atone. All around you, the planets and stars. You're lost in a maelstrom of a great new unknown. And you're running into the void. place you can live. A place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, and you're running into the void. You go searching into the void. And you're running into the void.